There is a strange moment in every generation, a quiet moment, a moment when the world changes, but most people don't notice. History doesn't announce wealth waves with fireworks, they start silently, like a small ripple in the ocean that later becomes a tsunami. The last time this happened, regular people became millionaires. Not billionaires, not Wall Street elites, but normal people who were invisible to the world. And most people missed it. Hello everyone, I'm Sam. And today, I want to tell you a story. Not a motivational story, not a fake get-rich-quick fantasy, but a real pattern that repeats again and again in human history. A pattern that quietly transfers wealth from the patient to the impatient, from the curious to the skeptical, from the early to the late. Imagine this. You are living in 1995. You hear about this weird thing called the internet. It is slow, ugly, confusing. You think this is just a nerd toy. You ignore it. 25 years later, you open your phone and realize the internet owns your job, your money, your attention, your entire life. That is what missing a wave feels like. And right now, another wave is forming. Bigger than the internet, bigger than smartphones, bigger than social media. A wave that will create new millionaires and quietly erase old careers. Let's rewind. In the early 1900s, the world was ruled by farms and factories. Then electricity arrived. Then automobiles. Then mass production. People who invested in industrial companies became insanely rich. Everyone else worked in those factories for wages. Then came the internet. Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook. Early investors retired early. Late adopters became employees. Then came cryptocurrency. Bitcoin started as a joke. People bought it for cents. Some forgot about it. Years later, they woke up as millionaires. One man bought pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin. Today, that pizza would be worth a private island. That's how wealth waves work. They reward patience and punish disbelief. But here's what nobody tells you. The biggest wealth transfer in history is not in the past. It is in the future. We are entering the era of artificial intelligence, digital ownership, and global creators. For the first time in history, a teenager in a small room can compete with billion-dollar corporations. You don't need land, you don't need factories, you don't need employees. You need a laptop, curiosity, and courage. Think about this. A single YouTuber can earn more than a Hollywood studio. A solo AI developer can build a company worth millions. A person in a village can sell services to Silicon Valley. This is not fantasy. This is already happening. But every wealth wave has a dark side. Most people see it and still do nothing. They say, this is risky. This is a bubble. I will start when it becomes safe. But when it becomes safe, the opportunity is already gone. Here is the brutal truth. Millionaires are not smarter. They are earlier. A normal person who bought Amazon in the 90s beat thousands of finance experts. A student who mined Bitcoin in 2010 beat Wall Street hedge funds. Timing beats talent. Curiosity beats credentials. Courage beats comfort. In every generation, there are three types of people. The first group are the early riders. They feel uncomfortable, but they move anyway. They learn when others laugh. They invest when others hesitate. History calls them lucky, but luck had nothing to do with it. The second group are the late joiners. They join when the news talks about it. They join when everyone is already rich. They make some money, but never life-changing money. The third group are the spectators. They scroll, they comment, they criticize, they wait for perfect certainty. They get none of the reward. Which group will you be in? Fast forward to 2035. Imagine a future where AI assistants run companies, where digital creators control media, where virtual assets are traded like real estate. People will look back at this decade and say, I knew about AI, I heard about crypto, I thought about starting a channel, I almost learned coding. Almost. The most expensive word in human history. The truth is, you are living in the richest era ever created. You can invest from your phone. You can earn globally from your bedroom. You have more financial tools than kings had 200 years ago. But tools without action are useless. The wave is forming. Some people will ride it and change their bloodline forever. Some people will watch it from the shore and say, wow, they were lucky. But luck is just courage disguised as coincidence. If you are watching this, you are early. You are standing in the 1995 internet moment of AI and digital wealth. You have two choices: scroll past this video and forget everything, or start learning, building, experimenting, and positioning yourself. Because in the future, there will be two types of people: those who used AI and digital assets, and those who worked for them. History is repeating. The wave is here. The only question is, will you ride it? If you found this video valuable, subscribe and comment, I'm riding the wave, because the future doesn't belong to the smartest, it belongs to the earliest.